Our self and the reality we experience are created and placed by the whole self, projected from his or her nervous system. Normally, we are identified within our projected reality in our self and with what we experience, exclusive of our whole self. We lock in and hold to our projected reality, or sit back and mesmerize with it. We can also stop and capture ourselves in space as projection or projected actuality. We may then be in relation with the whole being to whom we belong as an integral part. It starts from the world out there, our line up with and facing the world we experience, the self having an experience through to the back, and the witness behind. The depth of our projected reality is laid out in space. Now, if it happens to be so, you may notice being centered on the right side of the whole body in relation with the whole body. I've come to understand this placement of our projected reality in terms of the nervous system and the organs of the body. It seems the dramatic changes of birth leaves its mark through the organs and sets where our reality is projected. Our reality is not complete. We extend and open different ways in different directions. Our identification with our reality, within our reality, and the witnessing of it keeps us isolated in our part from our whole. However, in our actuality as projection, we may be related with the whole. We become more of a part with a progressive inclusion of the witness. To be a part of a whole being may disagree with what you understand about yourself. To be told where you are may influence your experience of it, but also challenge your sense of independence. Realizing something new or different, especially about yourself, can stir up questions about your worldviews and causal order. In fact, being centered right is a statement that is not generally made about our situation and condition. I have introduced it together with an approach to our situation of capturing our projected reality in space and relating it with the whole body. You may find for yourself what I think is empirical or determinable about our projected reality. Indeed, our actuality is as it happens to be. It is not something, what it is or why, that depends on our perception, understanding, or knowing. Our actuality as projection is the very substance of our reality, including our self, our sense of doing, and what we experience. Within our own actuality, there is no reflecting, observing, or distancing to consider. Beyond right and wrong, we are it and simply there. However, we can determine where our projected reality is. The where of it is the beginning of our relation with the whole self, for there must be a whole body there to have that sense of where our actuality is placed. The real whole body extends beyond our reality and includes it. By being in our actuality, we can be in relation with our whole we become more of a part because we have been reduced in our part from identifying with ourself and what we experience, exclusive of our whole. there is also a progressive resolution of the displacements to our isolating identification, including the witness, that have tended to build up. We integrate and extend through our knowing, feeling, being, and beyond. Again, as projected actuality, we can further relate with the whole body through these deeper levels of being and experience. You should find your sense of the whole body's core a useful reference for the solid whole body through each level. Also consider the breath, the sense of you breathing with which to regard the whole body who is breathing in reality. I have tried here to introduce our actuality and something of its relation with the whole body. It comes from an orientation of our reality as projection in space and with the whole body. I plan to further present Gendo and orientation, their processes and methods to capture the human condition and introduce reality and its process.